Hello everyone, my name is Jace and welcome back to my channel. If you clicked on this video, I am hoping you are well familiar with the game Mystic Messenger, a South Korean ultimate game developed by a company called Chariots and released all the way back in 2016. That's right, this game is 10 years old. It's so hard to believe, honestly, that it even is that old. I swear it was only yesterday that I was waking up at 3 a.m. to try to get through the routes or hear some of the voice calls from the characters. Where does the time fly? I first learned that it was going to turn 10 years old when I included it in my list of games that helped me with my mental health in May. And originally I had thought about replaying all of the routes for the anniversary, but I got to the end of last month and I remembered that each route happens in real time over 7 actual days. Suddenly, I'm remembering why 2016 me was so sleep deprived. So instead, I thought it would be fun to imagine where some of my favorite best ending timelines might be 10 years later. If you played the game, you know that each route is basically its own little universe and each of the characters kind of have different endings depending on which one you choose to focus on, but we're going to pretend that for this one, everyone got the happy future that they deserve. First up are the casual routes. For Jaehee, I finally gave her and my MC the wedding they were robbed of in game. She's still running the cafe, of course, now with an adorable, slightly shorter bob instead of the longer hair, and the world's most gorgeous suit jacket and flowy top combo, because I loved her in those suits. The apron was cute, but, you know, my girl belongs in a blazer. In my heart, they are absolutely married and thriving in their little cafe. I almost went with the shorter look for her because I really do like that pixie cut that she has, but honestly, I think the bob turned out nice. The long hair was really jarring for me, but I do like the femme for femme presentation we got going on there. So here they are, my MC and Jaehee just meowied. Yoosung's good ending is actually one of my favorites. I think his character development and growth is honestly so astonishing. He really does change the most, I think, out of all of the characters. I love how after meeting the MC, he just decides that he's going to become more serious and that he wants to do well in things so that she can be proud of him. I just think that is like the cutest motivational thing. And then he ends up becoming a vet in the end, like he wanted to. For Yoosung's 10th anniversary, I pictured him as being the sweetest girl dad. He and my MC have 2 daughters, and of course he's already conspiring with the oldest one by sneaking her some candy behind my back. I feel like even though he maybe doesn't have as much time between being a vet and a dad to play LOLOL, they still might be able to have some Guildmaster fun every now and then. I also had the idea that as he gets older, he maybe plays around with this idea of going back to his natural brown roots a little bit more, but maybe he still holds on to his blonde roots a little bit since that is still his tie to his cousin Rika. And I think the blonde hair suited him. I thought it just made him really fun, and that seemed to really naturally fit his personality, so I don't think he'd be rid of it for good. And to join him, I think I would definitely be sporting some pink tips on my extensions. I had so much fun with Zen's. I imagined the 2 of us would be lying low somewhere when I suddenly stumble across some limited edition pre-debut photo cards. I know the whole point of being undercover is that we would definitely still have our masks and sunglasses on, but for the purpose of drawing, let's just pretend maybe they're in a corner somewhere. I don't really know, but let's assume they're able to pull their masks down for a second so that you can see both of their faces. I thought it wouldn't be fair. You know, Zen's so beautiful. We can't cover that face up. I think he would be absolutely amused with the idea that like I'm freaking out over these little photo cards though, when I'm literally married to him. But I feel like he is the perfect route for any of us who have ever tried to imagine us like being with our idols, you know? Like, of course, I'm married to the real thing, but if you think I'm not still gonna freak out over some photo cards or some limited edition anything, you're absolutely wrong. I'm down there in the pit with the rest of the super fans for my husband. And in this universe, you best believe I'm already planning to call Jaehee so that we can fangirl together. Moving into the deep routes, I just wanted Jimin to have some peace and quiet for once. I really like that his after ending included him and MC returning from their honeymoon together, but they clearly go like straight back into work. And I think a lot of what appeals to me out of Jimin's route is how much domesticity there is in it. I know there's still a lot with the cat, Elizabeth III, but you know, when it's going well and as you get closer to his good route, I think there's so much like softness in just being able to stay in the same place with each other and eat meals together and things like that. So I love leaning into kind of the after work hours Jimin version. So for this, he and my MC are asleep together with Elizabeth III happily sandwiched between us. Honestly, after everything he's been through, I think a good nap is the true happy ending for Jimin. Even if I am very particular to another ending. And if Jimin deserves rest, I think Seong deserves peace. I imagine that Seong would be doing gentler, mostly remote work now, kind of bundled up in like a comfy sweater and cuddled up with my MC somewhere. I think after everything that he and his brother have been through, having something that is a little bit lower stakes for him would definitely be a much better resolution. Something where maybe they're not always on the run or even looking for Seiren anymore. I imagine that Seiren is probably somewhere nearby in this little after ending. I haven't really given that too much thought. Maybe I'll have to do that in like a part 2 or something. But as far as Seong and I go, the only thing missing from the scene is a giant pile of honey Buddha chips and PhD pepper. If you're still here, I'd love to know, which route do you always choose? I know most of us tend to go through all of them, but we also all have a favorite. So who do you choose? And there we have it, our 5 main routes for the Mystic Messenger 10th anniversary. Oddly enough, after doing this, I really do kind of want to do like a replay for the anniversary. I'm considering it, and I think, if that's something that you guys say that you would like, like maybe if this video reaches like 200 likes, I will start planning a route playthrough series. Once Art Fight wraps up, though, there's like no way I'm going to be able to get to it this July. I want to be able to try to get through as many attacks as I can. But if that's a fun little Let's Play series that you guys would like to see for the channel, definitely let me know. I think what we'll also do, since now I have channel members, is maybe plan that if you are a bean plant, which is my tier 2s, I think if you're a bean plant or a coffee bean, you will get to vote on which route I tackle first if that video series actually comes to fruition. So just to kind of maybe entice you guys a little bit. Thank you guys so much for watching and for celebrating 10 years of Mystic Messenger with me. I normally talk a little bit more through each section, but at this point I didn't really have time to script everything out the way that I normally do, because like I said, I'm trying to push through as many attacks and revenges as I can for Art Fight this year. So it was a little bit of a different format, but let me know if you guys like this. Maybe we can kind of alternate with having slightly less talky ones and ones maybe that go a little bit more in depth if there's just more lore for it. But yeah, if you like this video, like this video. And I hope you'll consider subscribing so that we can see more of each other in the future. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to exclusive posts, updates, and concepts and previews like my planning and thumbnails for animatics and other special sneak peeks, my channel memberships are live now if you would like to join us. I already have a couple of things posted and am planning on pushing out some more things soon. I'm just trying to format it and get used to that since it's like the first month of doing this. No matter what though, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'm so happy we got to be nostalgic together. But until next time, keep creating, keep challenging yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.